There are moments in the world of K-pop that feel almost scripted, like they were pulled straight out of a movie scene designed to melt hearts and spark endless conversations. And then there are moments that feel so raw, so genuine, that fans can't help but pause and ask themselves, did that really just happen? This was one of those moments. It started quietly, almost too quietly for something that would later explode across fan communities. No grand announcement, no teaser, no official statement. Just a simple, almost ordinary outing. Jungkook, known for his global superstar status and intense stage presence, was seen spending time with someone incredibly important to him, his mother. But what made this moment extraordinary wasn't just the rare glimpse into his personal life. It was where he chose to take her. Out of all the places in Seoul, out of all the restaurants and cafes he could have picked, Jungkook brought his mother to a cafe owned by none other than Jimin's father. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just about grabbing coffee. This is about connection, trust, and something deeper that fans have always speculated about but rarely get to witness so clearly. Because when an idol invites a family member into a space connected to another member's family, it carries a kind of meaning that goes beyond casual friendship. And fans noticed immediately. At first, the reactions were disbelief. Could it really be Jungkook with his mom at that cafe? But as more details surfaced, subtle confirmations, quiet whispers from those who were there, the story began to take shape. And with that, the internet did what it does best. It exploded. Army across the world started piecing together the moment like detectives. Every small detail became significant. What were they wearing? How long did they stay? Did they interact with Jimin's father directly? Was there a conversation? A smile? A gesture that meant something more? And perhaps the biggest question of all, what does this say about Jungkook and Jimin's relationship? Because let's be honest, this isn't something that happens without a reason. Think about it. Bringing your mother to a place tied to someone else's family isn't just a random choice. It suggests comfort, familiarity, a level of closeness that most people don't openly talk about, especially in an industry where privacy is everything. So why did Jungkook choose that cafe? Was it simply because he enjoys the atmosphere? Or is there something deeper, something more personal behind that decision? Fans couldn't help but speculate, and the theories started flowing almost instantly. Some believed it was a sign of how close the BTS members truly are behind the scenes. We often hear about their brotherhood, their bond forged through years of training, struggle, and success. But moments like this, they feel like proof. Not the polished, media-friendly kind, but the quiet, unfiltered kind that speaks louder than any interview ever could. Others saw it as something even more emotional, a gesture of respect, of trust. Perhaps Jungkook wanted his mother to experience a place that holds meaning in his life, a place connected to someone who has been part of his journey for over a decade. And then there were those who asked a more intimate question: what was his mother's reaction? Imagine being in her position, walking into that cafe, knowing the connection it holds. Did she already know about Jimin's family? Had she heard stories? Had Jungkook spoken about them before? Or was this her first time experiencing that side of his world? It's fascinating to think about, because it reminds us that behind the global fame, behind the sold-out stadiums and record-breaking charts, there are still very real, very human relationships. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. It wasn't staged. It wasn't meant to go viral. It was just real. But real moments have a way of resonating the most. As more fans began discussing the visit, something interesting happened. The tone of the conversation shifted from shock to warmth. Instead of just being surprised, people started reflecting. They began to see this moment as something comforting, almost reassuring. In a world where celebrity interactions can sometimes feel distant or manufactured, this felt different. It felt like a glimpse into something authentic. And maybe that's why it hit so hard. Because deep down, fans aren't just looking for performances or content. They're looking for connection, for moments that remind them that the artists they admire are living lives filled with relationships, emotions, and choices that mirror their own in unexpected ways. But let's not ignore the curiosity that still lingers. Why this moment? Why now? Could it be that Jungkook is becoming more open about sharing parts of his personal life, even if indirectly? Or is this simply a coincidence that fans have turned into something bigger? And what about Jimin? Was he aware of the visit? Did he play a role in it? Or did he find out the same way fans did, through the ripple effect it created online? These questions don't have clear answers, and maybe that's part of the magic. Because sometimes, not knowing keeps the moment alive. It allows fans to interpret it in their own way, to find meaning that resonates with them personally. For some, it's about friendship. For others, it's about family. And for many, it's about the quiet, unspoken bonds that exist beyond the spotlight. There's also something else worth considering. In Korean culture, family connections carry a deep significance. Introducing someone, especially a parent, to a place tied to another person's family isn't a small gesture. It can symbolize respect, trust, and a level of closeness that goes beyond surface-level interactions. So again, we circle back to the same question. What does this really mean? Is it simply a sweet, harmless outing? Or is it a subtle glimpse into the depth of their relationship? Fans may never get a definitive answer, but perhaps that's not the point. Because the beauty of this moment lies in its simplicity. No grand statements, no dramatic reveals. Just a son spending time with his mother, choosing a place that holds meaning in his life. And somehow, that was enough to move millions. It's also a reminder of how powerful small actions can be. In an industry driven by big moments, concerts, awards, comebacks, it's often the quiet ones that leave the biggest impact. A simple visit to a cafe became a global conversation. A casual outing turned into a symbol of connection. And a brief moment shared between family members became something that fans will talk about for a long time. But let's take a step back for a second. Why do moments like this affect people so deeply? Is it because fans feel like they're getting closer to the artists they admire? Or is it because these moments reflect something universal? Something that goes beyond fandoms and fame? Think about it. At its core, this story isn't just about Jungkook or Jimin. It's about relationships, about the people we choose to bring into our personal spaces, about the quiet ways we show trust and appreciation without needing words. And maybe that's why it resonates. Because everyone, in some way, understands the significance of introducing someone important to another important part of their life. It's a gesture that says, "This matters to me." And whether intentional or not, that's exactly what this moment felt like. As the discussions continue, one thing is clear. Fans aren't just reacting, they're connecting. They're sharing their own interpretations, their own emotions, their own stories. Some are reminded of their own friendships. Others think about their families. And many simply feel a sense of warmth knowing that the bond they've always believed in might be even stronger than they imagined. So, what happens next? Will there be more moments like this? More glimpses into the personal lives of the members that spark conversations and emotions across the globe? Or will this remain a rare, unforgettable snapshot? A moment that stands on its own, untouched and unexplainable? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. This wasn't just a cafe visit. It was a moment that made people pause, reflect, and feel something real. And in today's fast-moving world, that's something truly special. If this story made you feel something, whether it's curiosity, warmth, or even a little bit of surprise, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think this moment means? Is it just a simple outing? Or is there something deeper behind it? And if you enjoy stories like this, moments that go beyond the surface and explore the emotions and connections behind the headlines, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because sometimes, the smallest moments tell the biggest stories.